be honest with you, this was the hardest. It was very demoralizing. Hey y'all, good morning. It's the morning of my interview. It is about 7:40 a.m. Hey y'all, what's up? It's a girl, I'm Uko, back with another video. So today I'm actually going to be doing a sit down, let's talk kind of video. I'm going to be telling you guys my whole job search journey and how it basically took, how long it took basically for me to find a job, and my whole process and just everything that has to do with finding a job, especially as an international student. So I'm just giving you all the details and the background and telling you where I'm gonna move to, and you know, all the little juices, updates of my life. They'll also have tips and tricks for you guys if you're looking for jobs, especially if you're international and you're searching for a job. I'm going to specifically be talking about software engineering jobs because that's what I'm gonna be doing and what I was looking for. But I hope this is helpful for just anybody who is in college. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up, like this video if you find anything helpful. I'm gonna be giving you a lot of tips and just like giving you my background, so hopefully this video is helpful to you. So make sure to like it, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Thank you for clicking my video, thank you for being here, and also comment down if you have any questions or have any things that you want to add to the conversation or any notes you want to make. So I recently graduated from college with a computer science degree, which is insane, and I'm very proud of myself. Unfortunately, I didn't get to have a graduation, but you know, COVID-19 messing up everything. It's all good. We move forward. But basically, I just want to talk about how I even got into computer science in the first place. Freshman year, I came into college just knowing I wanted to do something in the engineering college. I didn't know what kind of engineering that I wanted to do. It was kind of just like, I just came in, you know, as an engineering student. And there's this class that you take your first semester. Basically, it tells you all the different types of engineerings, I guess. Get all the professors come in and basically give you a background of what, like, you know, civil engineer does, or what a mechanical engineer does, or chemical, all these things. To be honest with you, none of them were interesting to me. I was just like, oh, cool, hardware, cool, these, cool, that. Something that the class allowed you to do that was actually super cool was to take 2 like mini classes in 2 of the engineering, like the top engineerings that you wanted to take, and I chose computer engineering and computer science. I chose computer engineering the first time because, to be honest, when I was in high school, I would search like, you know, what kind of engineering makes the most money, and I came across computer engineering, and so I was like, cool, let me check that out. And so that's honestly why I chose computer engineering. But I ended up doing it, and I really did not like the I just didn't like the hardware portion of it. Like, I didn't understand like what we were doing with the oscillators and all these weird circuits things, and I was like, what the heck is this? But I did like the aspect of like writing code and, you know, creating something, because computer engineering is basically like a mix of computer science and electrical engineering. It's kind of like both of them together. So that's kind of how I realized I was interested in computer science. I took computer science as a second like mini class project, second half of the semester, and I ended up really liking it. We made like a game. It was like a, you know, create a game kind of like intro to coding. That was my first time ever coding in my life. And we did stuff in Java. It was my first time really like being introduced to coding, and that's kind of how I was like, okay, this seems cool, I actually kind of like it, let me just major in it. And that's honestly how I chose a major, to be honest, guys. I was not passionate about anything, wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm coming to college because I really like this. I had never coded before. I honestly just chose it on the spot because it was the only thing that, to be honest, I was interested in, or actually like remotely interested in. I wasn't interested in anything else. And so that's how I ended up with computer science as my major. And it's actually funny to tell that story because now I have a degree and I stuck with it. I actually like it. Yeah, I actually like it. I also want to talk about the whole process of applying for a job, or a software engineering job specifically. So the way it usually works is that you apply online or through your school's website, your LinkedIn, or all these things, and they look through your resume. If they think you might be a good fit, they reach out to you, tell you they want to have an interview with you. Then based on the company, they have different interview strategies. Some companies will send you like a technical assignment, like pre-assignment, which can basically be a coding assignment. Depending on the company, they give different type of questions, and then if you get through that, then you have a phone interview. And the phone interview is usually just over the phone. You have an actual engineer speaking to you over the phone. They give you a question. You are using a coding share website where the interviewer is seeing what you're coding, as well can type into it, and you can type. It's kind of like a Google Doc but for coding. And so basically you're on the phone, you're talking to the person, you're collaborating, you're going through the whole interview. And then if you pass the phone interview, then they bring you on site to their actual office to have a whole day filled with interviews. I know in the business finance world it's called like a super day, where they go into the office and they have like multiple interviews. So the same thing with like engineering. We don't call it super day, we call it just like the on-site interview. So you go on site, then it's usually about maybe 3 to 4 interviews. They might give you like a tour of their office. They might give you like a desk rotation where they have one of their employees take you to their desk and show you like what they're working on and like what it looks like just like sitting down at a desk and working. So depending on the company, different companies have different ways of doing it, but that's usually like the gist of the whole interview process. Just so you have like an idea. So to be honest with you, the hardest part of the whole process is the interviews. A lot of people actually make the mistake of focusing everything on their resume, make sure that your resume is perfect, which is very important, to be honest with you. Having a good resume is very, very good, but then when you get to the interview, you also have to be prepared for the interview, because an interview can literally demoralize you or make you feel like you're amazing. It can be literally do both, or you can just literally be in the middle. So the interviews are honestly the hardest and most important parts, because it's your first impression, like you're getting to know who you are and getting to see if like you're a good fit for their company. So you have to like give them a good first impression and be able to do the technical things that you actually put on your resume. The resume says all these things that you can do, so now in the interview you have to prove that you can do these things. So the interview is so important, and that's something that you should definitely be practicing for, based on your major, based on what type of jobs you're applying for. Research. To be honest, I did so much research. Google type of questions that specifically even that company asks. Glassdoor is your best friend. Glassdoor is a website where people post interview questions as well as just like experiences with interviews and things like that. Glassdoor will give you actual really good questions. Sometimes literally the questions that I got from the companies were on freaking Glassdoor, and I come back to Glassdoor and I'm like, oh my god, why didn't I look at all these questions? And so Glassdoor is very, very helpful. Definitely go through Glassdoor if you're preparing for an interview. Make sure to just like use every resource that you can to make sure that you're preparing for that interview based on what you're applying for. For software engineering, it's definitely Glassdoor, HackerRank, LeetCode, Reddit. To be honest, can be, oh my gosh, Reddit is such a good place to look for interview stuff. To be honest with you, there's also something called Jumpstart, where people post different things, their experiences. Also Blind. Software engineers, we actually have a bunch of stuff that can really help us. If you are into like buying books, definitely cracking the coding interview is definitely a big one. I actually never got the book, but definitely going, you can get that if you're really, shy and really don't feel like you're prepared. That's a very, very good book based on what I've heard, based on my friends who have actually used the book. It has a lot of practice questions, a lot of things that you can, a lot of tips and tricks and things that you can do to make yourself feel more confident and comfortable. So definitely buy that book. It's amazing. I actually got the one for product management when I was applying. I was also applying for product management roles, and that was such a great one for me as well. Applications usually open August 1st, so definitely start looking for applications around August 1st. And I mean like for the next year. Yeah, that's basically when they open. And so I literally applied, I did a bunch of interviews. But something else that's so important, you guys, if you can find someone to refer you to a company, go for it. Literally email an alumni that works at a company, tell them that you want to learn about what they do, and it might lead to a referral. If you have a friend, if you have a family member, you have anybody in a company, to be honest with you, it's so powerful because it will basically get you straight into an interview. I'm so sorry if you guys can hear the sound outside. I live right by the street, so people are always passing around with loud radios. Basically it will get you straight into the interview process. That's usually what it happens. So you don't have to, so you don't go through the whole resume process where you have to really check. Like sometimes you still have to submit your resume, but like you most likely will get straight into an interview if you're referred. It's kind of like a one way to get straight into an interview. So definitely look around, have literally your network, look for anybody that your friend of a friend of a friend of a family friend, literally email them, text them, message them on social media, literally anything, because that will also help you. For example, even if you didn't go through a referral and you got an interview from a company from applying, you know, regularly online, you can also reach out to these people for help. You know, hey, how did you get through this interview? Do you have any tips specifically for the company? Like, can you tell me, you know, how everything went? Can you give me any advice? Like, literally, this could really help you, so you know the format of that company uses for the interviews. That can really help you and make you feel more prepared and more comfortable. So that's literally it. Definitely reach out to anybody you know working at these companies. That can be such a huge resource. And so finally, when I was applying for jobs my senior year for full-time jobs, to be honest with you, this was the hardest application journey search that I've had. It was very demoralizing. I literally felt like shit for a long time. I really felt like I wasn't gonna find a job, to be honest with you, because it just was hard. When you're applying for a full-time job, it's different because like there's just more pressure on you, because they expect you to actually know what you're doing. Of course you know what you're doing, but like, you know, like they put more emphasis on you because it's not an internship. Because when you apply for an internship, it's more like, okay, they're still learning. But when you apply for a full-time job, it's like, you should know this, you know. So it's kind of like a different mentality. It's not, you can do it, I did it, but like it's still something you definitely have to work hard at. I got a bunch of referrals, got a bunch of applications and interviews, and literally like all my interviews were just like reject. And for the longest time I was just like, okay, I'm an international student, I should start looking at jobs at home because it doesn't look like it's working out for me. And so even if I didn't get these jobs, like it really helped me build my interviewing skills, because now I knew, you know, I basically, like every technical interview is basically the same format. It's just a different question, you know? And so you know how to, you know, explain what you're doing, you know, because in technical interview, they expect you to, you know, talk through the process, like, and they want to see how you're solving the problem. And so, I feel like that's how it is for every technical interview, even if it's software, it's mechanical engineering or whatever type of technical interview, they want to see how you're solving the problem. That's the main thing they're looking for, because if you give you a question, you're like, oh, here's how to do it. Like, that's not what they want. They want you to ask them questions like, hey, you know, okay, this is your question, tell me more about this. Oh, are you thinking about this edge case? Oh, are you thinking about this situation? Like, they want to have a conversation. And so I learned how to have that conversation with my all the interview experience that I had, all my rejections. I learned how to, like, you know, create a rapport with my interviewer, like actually have that conversation, ask them questions, make sure that they're, you know, working with you throughout the whole process. And I feel like those are always my most successful interviews, when I feel like I'm having a conversation with my interviewer. But thankfully, y'all, it was the very last interview that I had, the very last company like option that I had, to be very honest with you. This company reached out to me and I applied, had the first phone interview, went great. I was like, okay, this is cool. They reached out to me being like, hey, you know, we'd like to bring you onto campus. This was in February. Yes, it was in February. Would like to bring you up to our office for, you know, an on-site interview, and it would be a whole day of interview. So they paid for a hotel room. I went to their office in Philly, actually. So I'm moving to Philly, but I went to the office in Philly. So I actually vlogged on that day. So I'm going to like basically just see where my head was at on that day, and you just get to see, you know, how I was feeling. Hey y'all, good morning. It's the morning of my interview. It is about 7:40 a.m. I need to get to the office by 8:45. I'm just like packing up. I just did a little bit of makeup, as you can see, very simple, like everyday, no makeup look. I set my hair, so that's the hairstyle I'm going with. I'm trying to look like as professional as I can. I'm about to wear my top. I have my bottoms on and like my vest. So yeah, I am packing up my stuff so I can check out and head to the office, because it's a straight process, and then I'm going straight home after that. The plan is I'm going to call an Uber, and they're just going to take me to the office. It's actually really close, but like I can't walk there because number one, it's cold, and number two, there's like big highways on my way there, so I just don't even want to try it. So I just feel like it's gonna be uncomfortable. So yeah, how am I feeling? I'm excited, I'm nervous,
I just want to like go in there and do my best, and whatever the outcome is the outcome. I've prayed about it. I've asked God to help me to be my best, to help me, you know, speak well and think well and just like charm everyone. So yeah, I'm just hoping for the best, praying for the best, and I'm just gonna go in there confidently and just treat everyone like they're regular people, you know, because like one thing that I know a lot of people do wrong in interviews is that you treat people like, oh, they hold your life in their hands, or like, you know, if I didn't get this job, like my life is over. But I'm just gonna go in with this like the confident, you know, just being confident, being like, these are actually just regular people who have actually been through the same process, and I'm not going to look at it as like they're trying to make me feel. I'm gonna look at it as like they actually want me to succeed. So yeah, I know my stuff, hopefully. I'm gonna go in and yeah, do the best that I can. Yeah, okay guys, stay tuned and I'll see you guys in like 5 hours.
So yeah, you can see that I was really trying to prepare. I was really trying to get my mind in the right place. I was super nervous, but it ended up going quite well, and this was my reaction after the interview.
Hey y'all, as you can see, I am back home. I just got home. So immediately after the interview, I got put in a car and driven back home, and I didn't want to like vlog and like talk about it in the car, but like it was great. Well, let me not say it was great. Well, I think it was good. I think it went well. Let me say that. I think it went well. I don't know. You never know with these things. You never know if they're gonna give you a chance, or if there was one little thing that you did or said that was like really wrong and they hated you for that. But like in general, it was good. In general, it was fine. For my interviews, I had like a coding assignment, and then I had 3 like technical-ish interviews, well, 2 technical-ish interviews, and one was more of like managerial interviews, like behavioral questions, that kind of thing. And then and then I talked to a recruiter, got a tour, on all of that stuff. So it was a whole day, and I'm really tired, but I think it went well. I think I was able to sell myself well, and I was able to answer the questions that they asked me. I stumbled in some places, but I don't think it went bad, but you never know. I just don't know, you know. So hopefully I can get this job. But that's how I'm feeling good. Let me just say, I'm feeling good after the interview. I'm feeling good. I feel like this could be something great. So they're going to get back to me in 2 weeks. I said in 2 weeks time. So yeah, the next thing I'm going to tell you guys is if I got the job. Please God, give me this job.
So it was a good day. I really enjoyed it. They treated me really well, and I went back home and just waited. And funny enough, it took them about maybe like a week, almost 2 weeks to get back to me, but I found out during spring break, which was amazing because I was literally in Miami with my friends.
I just got really good news today. I got a job! Got a freaking job!
And like we were so excited. Literally, I just got the email and I was like, what? And I was like, hey! It was such a great time. Then I broke my phone the next day. But it was so amazing to find out during spring break. We went out that night, we got dinner, we celebrated. It was such a great, I just loved how I found out, and I was just so grateful, because to be honest with you guys, if I had not gotten that, I had started applying to more like companies at that point, because I was just like, this is my very last one. This is literally my very last interview that I had, like out of all the literally maybe 20 or 30 I applied for. And so yeah, I ended up getting that very last one. So to be honest with you guys, keep going. That's my main advice, because job search can be so demoralizing. You might feel like you're so stupid and like you have nothing, but to be honest with you, you're smart. There's a reason why you're getting through college. Like, college is not an easy place to be in, and the fact that you're getting through it, you're smart. So never believe that you're not smart, or you're not, you know, equipped enough or experienced enough or good enough, or you know, having that imposter syndrome. Just work hard towards it. Literally just work hard and just apply. Never think, oh, I'm never going to get into this company, so I'm not going to apply to them. Don't have the mentality. Apply. You don't know, you never know where you're going to end up in. So definitely just don't give up. Keep going, keep practicing, and keep applying, and you will find a job. And so that's honestly my advice to you guys. I hope this video was helpful. So one thing I would say to international students, to be honest, if you're coming straight from secondary school or high school, you're coming to university right now, to be honest with you, one thing that I would say is to a very, very good major to pick when you come to the US for international students is honestly computer science. I didn't know this when I was picking it. I literally just picked it. So I will just tell you it's God, because to be honest, I didn't know that the job market was huge. But the job market is huge. I'm not saying to pick it because you're gonna get a job, because that might not be your passion. If it's not your passion, please, please, please don't pick it. But if you're not sure and you're wondering and you just don't know, go try it out. You might like it. So literally try it out, because the software engineering job market is literally always going to be so big and going to keep growing, because everything is computerized, everything is technology. So there's so many jobs for software engineers in this country. Is insane. Literally every company needs a software engineer, because every company has an app now, has websites now, has all these things. So definitely computer science is such a great major for international students, because you will most likely find a job. So that's something that I would say as advice to international students specifically, because Americans, to be honest, you can get a job anywhere. And it's usually harder for international students to find jobs because you're competing with American students. So it's just easier for you to go for something that there's a wide variety of stuff available to you. Another very important thing for international students to know is you want a company that's going to sponsor you. So something that's very important, make sure that companies sponsor H-1B visas. So the way you can find that out is actually there's a website called My Visa Jobs, and if you go on that website, you can type literally any company in the US, and it will tell you if that company has sponsored people in the past year, and it will tell you how many people it sponsored, how many people were accepted, how many people withdrew. Like literally it gives you all the details, so you can literally go there and be like, okay, this company actually sponsors. It's very important to definitely find someone that's going to sponsor you, because that's very important to stay here. So that's another thing that you should look into. I know it's hard, it's definitely harder for international students, but definitely don't give up, keep going. There's a lot of companies who are looking for international students to fill up positions that they cannot find American students for. So definitely keep checking for that. So I guess that's all. I'm going to look through my list because I made a list of things. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. I hope this journey explanation, I hope you guys got some tips and tricks from it, because I feel like I just babbled through. I didn't have any points. And I hope you guys found something helpful and got something from this. If you did, make sure to like this video, give me a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, any notes, anything you want to say. I definitely will be in the comment section replying. And so I'm going to be moving to Philadelphia and starting my full-time job as a software engineer. And of course, I'm not going to tell you what company I'm working for, because I don't want any affiliation with my YouTube channel, because they're not affiliated with my YouTube channel at all. But I'm going to be in Philadelphia. I'm going to show you guys my whole moving process, my first day as a software engineer, all these things. And I'm definitely going to take you on the whole process of post-grad with me. So I hope you guys like this video. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, like this video. If you got any tips and tricks from it, comment down below. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you so much. Have an amazing day. Peace and strength. Bye guys.